Okay, welcome back, everybody. We're going to start a major project here, and I put this together way back when, and I've been thinking about it and wondering how I wanted to do it, whether I wanted two tunnels or just one tunnel. But I realized that if I did two tunnels, that mountain would have to be way taller and have to come way out here someplace, and it would take up an awful lot of real estate. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut pieces of foam and make a mountain and just have one tunnel there, and I'm going to add some more pink here, and I've got some paper that's right here that I got at I think Walmart or someplace like where you go and get packing materials. So if you want to wrap up your dishes and stuff like that before you pack, that's what I'm using here for all the negative spaces between the foam. Now the foam I'm using is foam like this that I got when I was living in California. I went to a roofing place and got this as roofing material, and then I'm gonna cut that down to make little foothills and make my mountains up there. I'm gonna put in pieces of foam to make the mountain and paper. So that's what we're gonna be doing. So I'm gonna get started on that. Okay, I've cut some out already, and that goes along the track here. I haven't put anything back there yet, so I'm gonna have to figure that out as we go along. Okay, fellas. I cut a piece of foam. It's kind of flat, but I wanted it to be like a hill there. It's kind of rough down right now. I'm going to go ahead and glue it down and put some weight on it, because this glue that you're supposed to use, it's for foam and stuff. It expands, so that's why we're going to put some weight on it to hold it in place. Oh, I got these pieces of wood here, so if I lean on this, I don't put big old prints in the pink foam. So first of all, I'm going to put some foam on the back. Some glue on the back of this foam. And then we'll put it down on the other foam there, and we'll glue it in place, and then we'll put other pieces of foam around it to make our little foothills. And we're going to put this in place. Right there, like that. And I got some of this stuff and some pink deal here. I'm going to sit on there, hold that in place so that it glues right there. And then I'll eventually put more foam here and more foam over here as I get it cut up. And for right now, it's all just done rough. And then I can go back later with a little I don't know what, little plane type looking thing. It's got that little, God, I can't even think of the word, for foam, shaping the foam to make the little mountains the way I want them, and then I'll glue them down into place as well. And then later on, I'm going to add some more pink foam here to give the idea of the hills coming down to a specific level here on the layout. And like I did this one here, so, give you an idea that there's a different level from there to here. And I'm going to do the same thing here, so that we have a flat area in here, but we have foothills coming down to it. Okay, when I get some more done, I'll bring you back in and show you how I did it. Okay, we're back, and I've cut a piece of foam to go next to that one. But it doesn't fit exactly the way I want to, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to form this. And I take this Surfoam, and I just kind of go along like this and shape it the way I want. And then when I'm done, I'll put it in there and see how it fits, whether I like it or not. I want it to fit up against that other piece of pink foam real nice and tight. And I think I want to bring that down just a hair up here where it goes into the other piece of foam over there. And you got to be careful with this stuff because it will make a mess, and that's when you need to have your shop vac handy. And we'll do this with all those pieces there that are going on there. But I wanted this one to fit a specific way, and it'll probably get formed a little more as we go along. I want that to fit in there, yeah, pretty snug like that. And then now that I've got it where I want it, I'm going to go ahead and glue it down as well and put some weight on it so that it sticks good. Like I said, this stuff here, this glue expands, so you need to put some weight on it and make sure we got this pretty well cleaned up right here before you try to stick anything down. We'll do the same thing here. We'll put our glue on there. There we go. Got the glue on there. Now we'll just kind of put this little guy in place. Just like that, like we had it, up against that pink foam. And in there like that. And I've got some cans of paint. It's going to go right there. And right there. And we'll do this the whole way around there. There's another piece that's going to go here that I'm going to have to shape and form to put in place, because that's a little lower than this. And then right along there, where that pink foam is there, along that track, we're going to have foothills. And this is what we're doing here. Now, eventually, I'm going to have to go in here with the Surfoam and the knife and shape all that stuff the way I want it. Right now, it's just kind of a, I don't know what you'd call it. It's the stock form, and then we'll shape it the way we want. Okay, welcome back, guys. As you can see, I've glued down 1, 2, 3 pieces here. It's just rough right now. I'm gonna go back a little bit later and we'll shape all this stuff. Now I put a piece of foam there, cut it. I'm gonna pull that out and give you an idea how I go about shaping this. Anyway, I take my Surfoam, and what I want everything to do is slope from the mountain to the tracks. Now this is an upper track, and I want this to slope from here to here. So what I do is I come on here, and I just take this and use this to shape my piece. And what I do is I'll shape it, set it in place, and see how I like it. If it may need to be slope more, and then you take it off and you add more slope to it. I like this because it's sort of like a file, only it's got like a cheese grater type effect on it. It's kind of like we did over there in that little section over there when we put that little mound in. It's kind of doing it. It's the same thing. You're shaping it so that it looks like it's sloping away from the higher area like this. See, I want it to come down from here to here. Yeah, we're real happy here. The reason we're so far behind, I went to my wife and I took a trip to California to pick up our granddaughter, and she's going to spend the summer with us. So that's kind of fun. We've only got one granddaughter. All the rest of them are son and grandsons. So having a granddaughter here is kind of fun. Go in there like that. This one is going to go like this. So now I got to shape that one. Oops. And that's going to go up there. All right. Shape it, form it, put it in place. You can see how it looks. A little more over here on this end. I want it to look like a crew with excavators and bulldozers. Shape this away from the hill to put the track in there. And you just keep going along. And like I said, I got this foam at a roofing company, and this is basically insulation for a metal roof. And what I did was it came with, I guess, a heavy paper cover on it, and I cut all that paper off of it, and because I figured you can't shape it with that paper on it. So I removed all that. Let's see how that looks in there. Yeah, we're getting there. Oops, don't break it. Yeah, we're getting there. So I'll just keep doing this, guys, and I'm going to shape that one and all the other ones too and get them glued down. And when I get that all done, I'll come back and we'll do some more stuff on it, okay? Okay, this should be dry now, so we'll take that up and make sure that it's, yeah, that's in there good and firm. Now this one here, when we do this one, I want to get the vacuum out and get up some of that stuff that's in there. But this was very easy to do. Like I said, you just use that little Surform guy from, I got the one from Stanley, and you just kind of form it with that that deal, and then you just, when you get it to where you want it, then you just glue it down. And I'm gonna do a little bit more on this, and you can actually do some more after you get it glued in place as well. But I'm gonna get the vacuum cleaner. I'll go and vacuum that out, and then we'll glue this one in place. That is very loud and obnoxious. Now what we want to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue this other one here in place there, and when that's all done, we'll come back to it and we'll do some more forming and vacuuming. Okay, so let's get some glue. I know I had it here. There it is. And we're going to glue this into place. Just like we did the other ones. We just put the glue on it, lay it down in place, and put some weight on it. Just like that, and put some weight on it, like we did all the other stuff. Just like that. Now here I got a little bit of glue on the track, and I want to get that off before it becomes a problem. Now we'll let that dry, and then when that's dry and we come back, I'll get my Surfoam form here, and we'll go about making, forming that the way we want it to look. And then we'll just do a little bits at a time as we go along, and pretty soon we'll have a mountain there with little foothills and little mounds. Okay guys, this stuff should be dry by now, so I'm going to go ahead and take the weight off and get my little Surfoam here form, and I'm going to see if I can't do some more shaping of these little hills. Okay, now I got a knife here like this, and I got my little Surfoam. And I'm going to go along that edge there and shape it as good as I can, and then I'll bring the vacuum cleaner in here and clean up any of this mess I'm making here. And then I just take my little Surfoam, run it along here. I probably could have done a little better job of this before I glued it down. It's hard to see back there. But anyway, I'm going to shape this so that it's right along the edge of the track. Just like that. Pull that off so that comes right along the edge of the track, and then it's going to kind of, I may have to get another blade in here. This one is a little bit short. There we go. I want that to be sort of even with the track there. And then I can take this. Now this is all going to be covered with the plaster cloth. I'm going to get it all done. So it doesn't have to be perfect, but you want a general shape. And we'll do this the whole way along this edge. Tried to get it as close as I could to the height of the track, so that the land looks like it's falling away from the track. Because I want to put that plaster cloth from here to here, so that I can make it look like it's sloping away. Okay, what we're going to do, I put in some foothills. You've seen me do that, and now I want to put a piece of foam in that slot over there and some paper to take up the negative space there. So, and I think I told you about these pieces of plywood so I don't make big dents in the foam. And I cut this piece of foam from here, like this, using my little foam knife, wire knife, heated knife, some kind of knife. And this is going to go right in there. And I'm going to put some glue on it, get it in place, and then later on I'm going to use that plaster cloth to go along here to make this mountain. But right now I want to glue that up against this piece of plywood. So let me get my glue. We're going to put some on the bottom and on the sides, just like this, like we did all before, just like that. It fits pretty tight, so we don't really need for it to ooh, it's leaky. And then we'll put some weight on there so it doesn't move. And now what I want to do is move back over here in this corner and start gluing down some foam back there. And I've got a tunnel that I started there made out of foam as well. I think I showed you guys that before. That piece of real thin foam. And now I want to glue down that piece of foam to the top of it, and then eventually I'll cut more pieces of foam in there. But I'm going to also use paper to fill in all the voids. If you see that, that's about what, ½ inch foam, maybe ¼ inch foam that I used to make the tunnel. Well, this is going to go up on top, and I'm going to glue it to this piece here so we have a good stable foundation. Going to go just like that. I'm going to put this on top to hold it down, and eventually I'm going to have to do some measuring for pieces that's going to go in here and up in here, but I want this to dry first. And then I'm going to get something I saw, or that we saw on YouTube, a gentleman from, I think, Sweden or someplace like that. he used bark, and he cut these pieces of bark in half, and then he painted the bark, and he put it there, and it looked really neat, like rocks protruding from the side of the mountain. So we're going to try doing some of that too. But for right now, I'm going to wait for this to dry so I don't bump it while I'm working on the other areas. Now, this area here in front has got my pieces of foam that I cut. Now, I had them marked 1, 2, 3, so this is 4, and it's going to go right here. And these are my foothills. So when the mountain comes down, you have foothills usually at the base of your mountains. And so I'm going to glue this into place. And then I think later on I'm going to show you how I form this stuff with my little Surform gadget. It's a Stanley, I guess you'd call it a rasp, but it says Surfoam on it. And then this is just going to go right there, just like that. Put a little weight on it. Another one that's all going to make it's all going to get covered in plaster cloth, like we did the one back there. And we might even use some Sculptamold, but all those places back in there, once that dries, I'm going to use paper, watered up paper, and shape it. And I'm going to tape it in place, and then put the plaster cloth on it, and make our mountain. So what do you think, guys? I think it looks good.